got some Reader caramel apple filled hard candy. I picked this up first my son's birthday. I'm going to enjoy this request video. Thank you so much for making this request. And I think this will be a wonderful story that I get to share with you guys. Okay, I got an empty vase. And it had the dirty water in it, and I changed the water. And I'm going to put some clean water in the vase. I'm not going to fill it up to the flowers just need enough. You don't want too much water in the vase, and the flowers the stems end up getting molded. Oh, they're so cute. My son has given me flowers, balloons, and a gift bag, and I'm going to share it with you guys. Banisters. He said, Mom, you have got to try these. I know you will love them. My son knows that I love chocolate. Kit Kat bar. Twix. Oh, a selfie stick. Oh. He really thought this out, right? They have glitter or rhinestones on the eyelashes. Oh, baby lipstick. No. Baby moisturizer lip balm. You know I loved it. Oh, so cute. These are all my favorite colors. These are all my favorite colors. Is that not cute? They look like cotton candy on them. My sweetheart. Even though it's hard candy, it goes really quick because of the caramel in the middle. I'm going to start out with the greens first. I was married in 1996 to a beautiful, beautiful, tall, gorgeous man. Yes. And we truly enjoyed each other. All we did was stay in bed besides work. I cooked and took care of the kids, but the first chance we had to go to bed, we went to bed. And when I woke up, I had to go to work. I drove trucks. I started working local so I could be home. Since I got married, I didn't want to be over the road anymore. So I became a regional where I would drive like all day. Instead of be gone for 2 weeks or months at a time, I was only gone maybe a day And one day I was throwing up all over the place. My husband said, "What you think is going on?" I said, "I don't know, but I'm going to the doctor because I'm really sick and I can't let nothing get in the way of me working." My husband took off work and he went with me. And the doctor said, "Well, y'all pregnant." I was like, "What? No, I can't be pregnant. My husband can't have children." So I looked at him. He said, "We pregnant." He said, I said, "Hey, tell me, can you have kids?" He said, "Well, my mom always said I couldn't have kids. I'm like in my 40s. And I never had no children." I was like, "Oh my God, I'm pregnant." And at first, I was like in shock because I was kind of happy. One of the reasons why I married my husband, because he couldn't have kids. That means that we can make love day and night, and I ain't got to worry about getting pregnant. So that's why I married him. One of the reasons. Besides being lust and love. He said, "Oh my God, I think we should go see my mother." So we went to go see his mother. We told her I was pregnant. I'm thinking, like, he can have kids. So the baby, I'm like, "What is it?" His mother said, "Oh my God, we're having a baby." And she started yelling through the house, telling everybody she had like about 10 kids. And they were all grown. They were all in their 40s. I was young, marrying my husband. And they were so happy. I was like, "Wait a minute. He said he can't have kids." And she said, "Well, one thing I know, you crazy about him. I know that's his baby." So I said, "Well, why do you think he can't have kids?" She says, "Well, I just told him that because he never had kids to make him feel better." Because he was saying, you know, he'd been with a woman for over 10 years and she never got pregnant. About 4 months later, it's so gooey inside. 4 months later, I found out I was having a boy. Then, wow, oh my God, God giving me a boy. And I was so happy because maybe one day I'll tell y'all the story. But I had a son, and I owed him for 4 hours until he died. And that was my second heartbreak. Yes. And when my son died, I stayed in bed for 17 days. And I decided I would never eat again. I'll tell you that story one day. But I can't go back into that memory right now. Because today is about my son dream. And he was healthy. And he was pretty big. Because at 4 months, I was like huge. And, me, you're not going to be able to work again until you had a baby. We're going to send you home. So I was okay. Like, I'm not going to do anything that's going to harm the baby. So they sent me home. 2 weeks later, I started having more cramps, more pain, as though the baby was coming. This is so freaking good. Yo, guys, you gotta try it. They was like, okay, we ain't gonna be able to send you home. You're in labor. I was like, in who? He said labor. I said, is the baby gonna be okay? And they was like, no. We need you to make a decision. You can talk among your family, your husband, and friends. But if you had this baby, you may not live. So we need to give you an emergency abortion. And I was like, what? No. And I started crying, panicking, losing my mind. My husband got there and I told him what they said. He talked to the doctor. And then my husband went and got his family. And they all came in the room. And they was like, listen, we happy that the baby was going to come. But we don't want you to lose your life. You got 2 girls and you got a husband. I told his family, I don't care. I'm not having an abortion. Nobody's taking my baby out of me. Nobody. My husband became very angry with me. He was telling me he don't want to lose me. He loved me so much. And I said that they said it's going to be a chance that I may not live. Or it may be a chance that the baby may not live. But I'd rather take a chance because God has the last say so. God has the last say so. Coming out the phone, went to go get his mom. Mom said, you sure you want to do this? I said, yes. Yes. And she just hold her head down. She ain't say nothing else. Everybody went home. My husband was so upset he didn't even stay at the hospital with me. I stayed in the bed crying all night. I was so upset. And then his mom came back up to the hospital. And she said that God told her that I can have the baby. And that we both was going to be okay. And I told her, thank you. And she said, do you believe me? I said, yes, I believe you. And she said, I'll talk to my son. He'll be okay. And the doctors was like, well, we're going to have to put staples in you. They put staples in my vagina to hold my son inside of me. And I was turned upside down like this in the hospital bed. Oh my God, it was a nightmare. But I ain't never regret laying in that bed if it was gonna save my baby. Then the doctors told me that I need to prepare for if I don't make it, what will happen to my girls? And if the baby ain't make it, what will happen to him? So I did. My husband's mother said that she would take care of them. Mother-in-law visit me all the time. She was by my side. She really, really loved me, and I loved her. She stuck by me, and stuck by my decision. Well, I was almost 2. I was 9 months pregnant. And they said that I was going to probably have the baby early. Me and my husband's relationship kind of took a turn because he was angry with me. My husband, twin brother, comes up to the hospital with other family members. And my husband's mother was killed. I'm so sorry, guys. I thought this story would make me happy, like telling it. Okay, I got it together. She went with one of my husband's brother to test drive a car that he was buying, and it stalled on the highway. And she was murdered instantly. She died. The family was in shambles. They were so heartbroken. They were so hurt. She has beautiful sons and daughters. And she was so excited about my son coming. As a matter of fact, that night, before she passed away, she came to the hospital. I was about to give birth soon, and I didn't have a name for my son. I didn't want to name him after his father because I felt in my heart that wasn't his name. I felt like God had a special name for my son, and I was just waiting for him to give it to me. So, one day, I had a dream. At least I thought it was a dream. These two big giant hands, they were creamy and beautiful. And it was so loud all around me, and it called my name. And my body bowed down like this. The voice said, "I give you dream." And he handed me my son. I'd already seen my son before he was born. I knew what my son looked like before he was born. I knew everything about my little baby before it was born. And I told my husband's mother, I went running to the house. I couldn't wait to see her because I loved her so much. And I told her, I got my son's name. She said, "What? What is it, girl? What is it?" I said, "It's Dream." And she said, "Oh." I said, "Dream." She got quiet, and then she fell out. She said, "You must be dreaming." I said, "No, his name's Dream." She said, "You ain't gonna name that baby no Dream." I said, "Yes, I am. I'm naming him Dream." She started calling her daughters, and they started coming running downstairs. She said, "This girl done lost her mind. She gonna name the baby Dream." They started laughing. They were cracking up, y'all. I was standing there, and I was just rubbing my stomach, and I was like, "I don't care what y'all say. I'm naming my baby Dream, because that's what God told me to do." Before she passed away, she came to the hospital, and she told me that God said that my son's name was Dream. And I was like, "Yeah, it is." She put her hands on my stomach, and she said a very, very powerful prayer on my stomach. She prayed for me. I felt like the whole hospital heard her pray for me. And she told me she was going to be back. And she's going to bring me some fried chicken and some potatoes and some food. Because I was this white potato. You're my daughter. You're my spiritual daughter, and I love you. I love that woman. It hurt me so much when she passed away. I couldn't speak. I felt so bad. And then my husband, he was just no good. No more good. Right after her funeral, I gave birth to my son. Yeah, you guys. My son was 7.5 ounces. I was like this long. He was so long and beautiful. But let me tell you, when I went into labor, he tried to come out preach. And I was in labor forever. I passed out on the labor table. And my husband and his sister was there. And they told me that they had to use the things on my heart to bring me back. I was gone, you guys. I was gone. I was in so much pain I couldn't take it. They brought me back. And I was able to finish giving birth to my son. The doctor put his arm inside me and turned the baby around. And I pushed him out. When I pushed that baby out, all I could think about is how God came to me and told me, I give you a dream. Let me tell you guys, I love that boy. Like, I love the air my son breathes. Do you hear me? I was trying to get through this without dropping a tear. But I'm done with all the flowers. They so beautiful. It's just so wonderful that a son can, it's, for me, like I gave birth to him. It's his birthday and he celebrates the fact that I gave birth to him. So, you know, I'm ecstatic. Once again, you guys, thank you for sharing another story time with me and watching my videos. You know what's special about this story? That probably the only people that would see it is the people that listen to the hard candy videos. So, because there's so many different ASMRs and I do different ASMRs, you only get tiny pieces of me. And you know what? You get the part that count. Oh, it's so cute.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, dear Dream.
All I see is your white teeth.
How old are you?
19. How old are you now?
19. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Blow out the candle string.